Right now, we're about to meet up with Eli and Mike here in Beverly Hills. They started off dead broke and were able to scale the business to over $4 million in 1 year. Let's go find out how they did it. So again, thanks for giving me the tour of your new studio. I love it. I'm really impressed with you guys. Unbelievable.
Thank you for being here.
How did you guys get started in the real estate and mortgage industry?
Well, you know what? I personally started maybe I've been in the business for 22 years. So for me, 22 years ago, I've always been in sales, kind of like you. You know, you're in the tech sales. I do sales. Well, I started in sales as selling knives, selling vacuums. I used to be a salesman for collection agencies. And some guy just came up to me one day at my parents' house, knocked on the door, trying to list my parents' property. He's like, "Oh, who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just their kid, you know. Yeah. I'm in sales too. How do you like doing real estate?" He's like, "I love it. You should be doing real estate." I'm like, "All right, cool." So he took me with him. I learned a little bit about real estate. I didn't like it, to be honest, in the beginning.
Oh, so you didn't even like it?
I didn't even like it, just to be honest. But he also told me there's a mortgage side of it. Like, oh, well, you can sit behind the desk and learn how to throw numbers around. I'm like, I love numbers. I've been a numbers person since like day one. So I learned about finance, and since then, I've loved mortgages since the day I learned it.
Right, wow. Right. Yeah, and I would say like for our story together would be from coins to cars. Because about 10 years ago, you know, that's when I started real estate. He has been in it for 20 years.
Yeah.
But I started 10 years ago, and that's when we partnered, which was loans and real estate. But it's so crazy because at the time, we actually were collecting coins from our couch, literally to feed our kids.
Not even kidding. It's
so
crazy.
This is why I literally say coins to cars, because we were getting coins out of our couch just to go to Del Taco and get a few tacos, because we do have 2 children. And we're like, okay, this is enough coins to be able to feed us and our kids. And at one point we were just like, what is like going on? We need to upgrade. We need to be better than this. So we put our skills together. I became a real estate agent. He was already a loan officer.
Right.
And by teaming up together, we literally went from coins to having cars like Ferraris and Tesla Model X's, the Tesla truck. It's so insane from, you know, again, coins to cars. Meaning not only cars, it also came with wealth and, you know, millions and
real estate too.
And just by teaming up with each other. But it did all start 10 years ago.
Did you have somebody show you the way? I mean, how has mentorship played in a role in your business?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I wish mentorship was around a long time ago. For me, I started with when it wasn't really around. Nobody would mentor anybody for anything unless you pay them a certain value. But even back then, that wasn't even a thing. 20 years ago, nobody knows about this mentorship thing. Now it's kind of like the trend. You find somebody to teach you. So we started, well, at least I started with nobody teaching me anything, which is why I think I lost a lot of my funds when I started. But I think my
when we partnered up together,
right?
What we did is we hired mentorships, and we actually have spent well over $150,000 in the last 3 years. Maybe a little bit to some people, maybe a lot to some people, but $150,000 for different mentorships from Alex Morton, you know, where we literally have spent money to be around amazing people like Paris Hilton. That way we learn how to market like her.
Correct.
We have spent so much just to be in certain groups so that we can learn. And we're literally sitting with individuals that are telling all of America how real estate and loans are going to be for the next couple of years. We're sitting at those tables with them. And does it cost money? Yes, it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. But but we did this to upgrade, and what it has done is, again, it brought us from coins to, you know, relationships, cars, money. But I would have to say it all, you know, came about from these mentors. They really taught us the way. So I mean, mentorship is everything.
I mean, you are who you associate with. So if you associate with certain high-end earners, it's going to cost some money to get there. I mean, high-end earners make money through connections and all that sort of stuff, that collaboration. So we're doing exactly the same thing.
Right.
Unfortunately, we learned that a lot later in our life. Obviously, I think a lot of individuals who are younger like yourself, it's finding the right person that can level you. But obviously, you learn from it, and then you continue leveling with more mentors as you keep growing. Because some mentors might teach you certain tactics, but he's not going to teach you all levels of life. So you find numerous mentors and build together based on every single person's different knowledge. And that's what we've been doing, and it's been working.
Right, right.
Wow, that's so true. And it also keeps you ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Because like these people are like industry tycoons. I mean, I know Alex, I know like Paris Hilton is like a marketing genius.
Yeah.
So, you know, you meet with these people, it keeps you ahead of the curve, keeps you in the game, and you can foresee things probably further ahead than most people.
Yes, definitely.
So I've also heard that you guys have like a crazy schedule. I mean, you're always busy.
Right.
Kind of walk me through a day in a life
Oh my God.
Eli and Mike.
Right.
Mike.
Oh my goodness.
I'll
So
go to
when
him for that.
you look at our calendar, because we do use a calendar now.
Yeah, now.
Thanks to our personal partner, all you see is different colors because it's like every 15 minutes we have a podcast, or we're selling real estate, or we're helping somebody with a loan, or we're flying to New York or LA for, Fashion Week to model, or it's just so insane how much our schedule is packed in. But in the end, when we make all these relationships, just like meeting with you,
Right.
We make connections with people who may need help with real estate or loans. And again, our hearts are just set on helping people. So this is why we keep our schedules full and booked, so that we can just meet that extra person, so we can help that extra person.
And everybody needs to schedule. I mean, even us, we took, how long did it take us to schedule? I mean, we met like 2 months ago, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 2 months ago, and we're like, let's do this tomorrow. We're like,
Mhm.
it's 2 months later.
Right.
I know. Well, the rain.
The
Right,
rain,
the rain is
right.
killer. Yeah, like it never rains in LA.
Right.
And all of a
Exactly.
sudden it rains, right?
Like rivers.
But I mean, but you guys wake up at like 4 a.m., right?
Yeah.
Like you guys follow like a strict fitness regimen. I mean, walk me through that a little bit.
Yeah.
So fitness is important. I mean, I feel like like you brought up the whole idea about mentors, people listen to people that show them an example of a fruitful life. So would you ever follow somebody that doesn't have good health, doesn't have the right mindset, doesn't have the right schedule, doesn't know how to create wealth or collaborate with people? I mean, that's the wrong way of starting the day if you don't have all that put together. So we wake up early, we talk together, we read books through Audible, we eat the right food. Obviously not 100%, but 95% of the time.
Yeah.
No, let's be real, we're still human.
But it's like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And then at 4:15, we're already changing into our gym clothes. By 5 a.m., we're literally already at the gym.
Wow.
And then, we have our fitness coach as well. So we're, just as much as we need our mentors, we need our fitness coaches. So we're at the gym at 5 a.m. with our coaches who are dedicated at that time. 6 a.m. we're done. 7 a.m. we're fully suited. And then we can start our day with real estate, whatever we can get into. So
it's the only way to go. Otherwise, you're not really going to grow. We can stay stable and calm and be just like uncomfortable. But through our mentors, we learn how to become uncomfortable.
Right.
And that's the way you have to live life until you reach a certain platform in your life, a different level. Otherwise, comfortability will just make you die easy, fast, and you'll never have. I think personally, I don't think you'll ever be really excited or thrilled to see what's next.
Right. We never let each other be comfortable. So like at 4:15 in the morning, when you just want to lay in bed and stay in bed, we're pushing each other like, hey, it's 4:15.
More like he's pushing me.
Right.
Yeah, that's so true. I think finding the right partner is important. Touch on that a little bit.
Yes, definitely.
So obviously we're the yin and yang. We're very different in
Right.
many
As you
different
can
things.
tell.
As you can tell. But that actually it's a very difficult thing to build partnership with somebody. Not just the trust is one part, but also to know that you need kind of somebody who can kind of put you on the edge. Let's be real. Partnerships, relationships, anything you can put together, you need somebody who is the opposite. Because you might be the time management guy, you might be the financial guy, but you need somebody more eccentric. You need somebody who pushes the envelope further. Some might be more comfortable, some might be more uncomfortable. But when you mix it together, it's like throwing a beautiful Picasso on the wall and saying like, now that's an art piece versus just one stroke of white all day long. I might be the stroke of white when he's all the colors.
That's honestly such an interesting mindset to have, because most people are like, you have to find someone who's completely compatible with you. This is the complete opposite of what you're saying.
Completely the opposite. I can tell you right now.
And 13 years in our relationship and business, the whole 13 years together. And not only that, this is how crazy it is. We wake up together, we work out together, we go to our offices together, we have meetings like this together, podcasts together, and 13 years strong. So you have to realize there's something right going on here.
Something right going on. Yeah.
So,
but that's the whole thing. We always live uncomfortably.
Right.
So understanding the genius behind that, that's really the formula to success, is understanding how uncomfortable can you be, and you accept it, you bring it in. It's kind of like creating wisdom. You're like, all right, now I'm uncomfortable in a different level. It's not hate. It's not, wow, we're not the same. It's actually interesting.
Right. It's uncomfortable to get better.
Yeah.
Right. And we always want to be getting better, because then if you're not getting better, what are you really doing?
Right.
Yeah. And I don't think I've ever seen you guys in the same suit. So how important is it to dress to impress? I mean, your guys' suit game is fire.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our closet. So not only is our calendars full of colors, when you look at it, when you go in our closet, it's full of colors. I mean, we have disco suits that are literally
Yeah.
like, I mean, I have a
Yeah.
suit right now in there that is made out of glass, like literally glass.
Not even. He hasn't even
So-
wore it yet.
And- okay,
And I
wow.
haven't even worn it yet. But
It's just sitting
again,
there.
these things are so important because you never know, who you're gonna meet, who you're gonna run into. We were actually at the Beverly Hills Hotel the other day. We were
Mhm.
dressed up in our suits,
Right.
and we ran into Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
Here's the thing: we didn't stop him because we were like, let's be respectful, let him be himself.
Yeah.
He made us turn around and said, "Hey, who are you guys?" And we're like, "Oh, hey, we're Eli and Mike." He's like, "Why are you guys dressed up so classy? Who are you guys?" And we're like, honestly, we're just real estate agents and loan officers. Just, this is just who we are. We just had a full-on conversation. He even told us, "Hey, I'll be back here, so hopefully I see you guys in the next
Right.
couple days."
Right.
I mean, this is a billionaire who made
That's
us
crazy.
turn around.
So-
But it was all because of the suits. You know what
and,
I mean?
and I mean, you are who you associate with, and obviously for us, we like to associate with very like-minded people.
Yes.
But the purpose of the suits, it's really not just the image itself. That's obviously important. You see the logo behind us.
right.
But we love to dress like this. This is
Right.
who we are. This
Yes.
is exactly our brand. And branding
Right.
is everything
Mhm.
right now in this market space. So we just understand branding very well because, like we said, Paris Hilton, there's other individuals that brand very correctly, very accurately. And that's the method we follow.
Right.
And we learn from it and we just thrive in it and swim in it. And I think that's really what separates us with other people. We just understand that, hey, we got to do whatever it takes to make sure that when we walk into a room,
Yes.
everybody's got to look at you. And
Right,
even
right.
if they don't like it, even if they feel opposed to it,
Right.
they're still looking.
How important has social media been for your business? Because you guys have just blown up on social media. I mean, I remember when you guys had like 10,000 10,000 followers.
Yes.
Now you're up to, I think, 300,000?
Right. It's definitely been an intense project because social media definitely has grown us in so many different levels. I think collaborating with people is key because the more people you hang with, the more other followers of theirs see your content. So the more you're on other people's pages, the more they're like interested in who are these people hanging out with this dude. Like even
Right.
in your case, you're going to post something. They're going to be who's Eli and Mike on
Right.
your page, right? So I think it's important. Why our social media is everything for us because we also post very consistently. We want to be on people's eye watch,
Mhm.
and we actually get a lot of business from it.
Right.
But
yes.
it's grown a lot because of the collaborations. Obviously, we're also podcasters, so we do a lot of different types of influencing with that. And I think that's a key way of marketing correctly.
Right. I think the social media lets individuals trust us because when you're purchasing homes in the millions of dollars, they really want experts. And when they see our page, they're like, okay, it looks like they know what they're doing,
Mhm.
which we really do. And, it shows because we're posting every day that we're at these properties, whether, again, it's maybe a $300,000 property or a $36 million property.
Right.
We're present. We're there. We're able to educate people. And, just off Instagram last year, I mean, we probably made last year off Instagram $400,000 just from Instagram, which again, we were helping people in that process. So yes, the money is amazing, $400,000 just from a free app called Instagram.
Crazy.
Literally.
But it feels good at the same time because we get to help people. So it's like, we get to. It's amazing. So social media has changed our life, honestly.
What would be your advice for somebody who's starting from ground zero and wanted to become a millionaire in real estate?
I think for me, the number one thing is network. Go do everything intentionally. So I think the problem a lot of people have is they get comfortable. So I'll give you a good example is you go to a networking event, people go for drinks, people go to hang out with the same people they see every single day because they're comfortable, right?
Yes.
So you go with your homies, you go with your friends, let's have a drink, let's hang out
Right.
with people, and then you just watch people. Instead of
You don't meet anyone
You don't
new.
meet nobody. And you're just
Exactly.
talking to the same people.
I've
Or
seen
learn-
people like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or learn anything.
Or learning it. So what people need to do is you go to a networking event and you just go up to people that look interesting.
Right.
Okay, people you have to connect with, right? If you see somebody that's surrounded by people, maybe that might not be the right target yet, because that might be Mr. Main Guy of the event. But you go to people around that. You start slowly until you get into the bigger circles. So you start talking to the guy that's next to, hey, how's it going? I'm Kevin, and you introduce your name and you say hello, and then you take their Instagram. We're huge on getting data. We go Instagram, phone numbers, and then follow-up is everything for us.
Right.
The moment we leave, we're literally on our phones, right, Mike?
Yes.
We're like, you do this, these people, I do these people.
Right.
Text, message,
Right.
business card, text, message, business
Yeah.
card.
Because you never know who you meet, right? I mean, you could be in Beverly Hills meeting Mark Cuban or
Literally.
at a networking event. I know you guys are, in touch with Wes Watson. These guys are just blowing up and they can change your life. One person can change your life.
Literally. And even just a little bit more advice for me. And a lot of people for me, inside my heart, I want to help those people that are starting from the very bottom. And I even just ran into somebody yesterday. It was like a 20-year-old. And I was trying to give him some education, like how do you start from the bottom, get to the top to be a millionaire? And I would say truly, you have to invest into real estate now, even if you're 18, 19, or 20 years old. I actually have a 17-year-old, and I was speaking to him last night for 45 minutes on how to get a multi-unit as his first property. It's 4 units. Maybe you invest $35,000, and if you don't have those funds, you could actually partner with somebody, and you could partner with even 3 people if you have to.
Or you can even get down payment assistance on units. You don't even need the money.
There's so many things you could do, but as a young individual, or even if you're not young and you're at the bottom, you have to find a way to obtain a piece of real estate. Because we did last year, we only put about $36,000 down, and in 1 year I sold that property and I made $100,000 plus my $36,000 back. I walked away with $136,000 in 1 year, and that property was a duplex, only 2 units, and literally it was being paid for all year by people who are renting it out. So you have to understand, as somebody coming from the bottom,
correct,
you have to find a way to obtain real estate because it's one of the most valuable assets in the world.
Absolutely.
And then once you start doing that, you do it again and you do it again, and that's how I see these young individuals or people from the bottom can make it to the top and be a millionaire. That's how I see
Even
it.
on the way here, we had a DM from an individual that told us, "Hey, I want to buy a house," and he's searching to buy next year. And in that at the end of the conversation, we had a 30-minute talk, literally the whole way here. He's like, "I want to buy now," because we educated him. Why are you waiting? You have enough money to buy now. Well, the thing is, people worry about the risk. They worry about they're not ready.
Right.
I mean, think about the rates when they went down during COVID. They were like 2 or 3%.
Yeah.
How many of us and people that are going to watch waited? Oh, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Maybe when it gets to 1%, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
They were saying that
for free.
Yeah, they were saying that
the government will provide it for you.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they were saying that when they went from 4 to 3, I'll wait till it's 3, and then they went to 3, I'll wait till it's 2, and then they're just watching from the other side of the mirror like they're shopping for something, and they let the whole ship sink.
Right.
So the problem with that is people need to just wake up and realize life is short. It's going to be gone like that, and you're going to look back and be like, I don't own any real estate because I was too worried.
Yes, educate yourself on it. You know, that's what we were doing the whole way, educating this individual. And within 30 minutes of education, he's not buying in 11 months, he's buying right now.
Correct.
So,
and he's going to buy in 11 months again.
Right.
Do you recommend for people to follow their passion or follow the money?
Oh, wow. Amazing
I think
question.
that's an easy question for us. I feel like passion is number one. As a young entrepreneur, obviously money entices you because you want to have wealth, you want to own stuff, real estate, cars, jewelry, whatever it is. But overall, at the end, the most wisest people will tell you that you got to follow what your heart desires, what you really want in life at the end. Money comes with the passion. So you got to seek what you really want and desire. Otherwise you're going to be miserable because money doesn't really bring any joy. It's the passion that you put into whatever it is that you're doing that brings in everything.
Definitely. Yeah, I would say the same. But at the same time, I'm a Gemini. So
did you see that switch? The head switch.
It's funny though.
It went
You
into a
said
different
yin and yang. Right?
Exactly.
What happened?
Yeah.
And it's because, you know, you definitely have to be, you know, have that compassion, but you also do have to follow the money. So what I mean by that, I'm always reminding Mr. Eli that you have to follow, you know, individuals who made that money, but we have to follow their blueprints. So in essence, we do have to like have that compassion and love what you do, but you also have to follow individuals who have that money, follow their blueprints. And then when you put both of those things together, for me, you know, I think that's like a mixture of success that can, you know, take you so far.
If you were to go back in your early stages of real estate in the mortgage industry, what would you say is your biggest mistake or regret that you have along your career?
Oh, that one's easy for me. If I can go back, I bought real estate probably about 22 years ago when I started doing real estate. My biggest mistake is I didn't listen to there wasn't mentors, but people that I would see creating wealth. First thing they would do is start buying investment property. What I did is, you know, I'm a Hispanic family. My parents always bought their main primary home. I'm a little bit more old school. So my generation said, buy your house. Where you live, you stay, you grow your family. So what did I do? I went and looked for a brand new build, bought my brand new house, and lived in it for 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I made money, 200 and something thousand, but the problem is that wasn't really a wise investment. So number one mistake I made is should not be buying their house for forever. They buy their house for now to invest for their future, for their actual main house later. So don't buy your forever house. You buy your today house.
Right. And being partners, we in the last 10 years, I would say our biggest mistake together is we only started buying real estate together in the last 3 years. And, you know, I really wish we can go back in time and start when I was 20 years old. I've actually met him when I was 19. I wish I started when I was 20 years old or 19 years old, because in 3 years, the couple of properties that we have had is probably in the amount of equity in the probably like $500,000 range. And we could have truly did that so many times every single year. But again, you know, we can't go back in time, but if we could, we would start early.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if you would have bought it 10 years ago, like you said, maybe that equity could be 5 million, right?
Exactly.
So by the end of the year, you're going to buy a property.
Right.
Yeah, I'm coming to Eli. Hey, if you're looking to buy properties in real estate, come to Eli and Mike.
So I appreciate you guys for stopping by here at our Rodeo office.
Definitely got to head out and see some castles. Let's go.
Bye.
You heard the guys, they have to go list a couple multi-million-dollar properties. But if you got value out of this video, please like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
Definitely subscribe.
Are you good with that? Yeah. Is that fine? Let's do it one more time.